Hi, I'm Rev Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 40 years. I'm doing the lessons this year with Jesus, asking him to clarify for me. And then I write from that clarity, and that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. This is lesson 109. I rest in God. Paragraph 1. We ask for rest today in quietness unshaken by the world's appearances. We ask for peace and stillness in the midst of the turmoil born of clashing dreams. We ask for safety and for happiness, although we seem to look on danger and on sorrow, and we have the thought that will answer our asking with what we request. It's easy to fall into a story of danger and turmoil, even if nothing frightening is happening right now. For instance, I read the headlines of catastrophe to come and catastrophe that's happened elsewhere. And if I fall into that story, I might think something like this could happen to me, and the ego is off and running. These kinds of thoughts can take me out of peace and into fear if I place my focus there. Instead, I can choose to release those scary thoughts and remember truths from the Course instead. If I make a practice of resting in God for a while each day, then this will come to me naturally. Paragraph 2, I rest in God. This thought will bring to you the rest and quiet, peace and stillness, and the safety and the happiness you seek. I rest in God. This thought has power to wake the sleeping truth in you, whose vision sees beyond appearances to that same truth in everyone and everything there is. Here is the end of suffering for all the world and everyone who ever came and yet will come to linger for a while. Here is a thought in which the Son of God is born again to recognize himself. The reason we become anxious or angry is the same. We have forgotten who we are. In this dream of separation, that's easy to do. The world is the effect of our desire to be separate. This is why we need this respite each day, a time of remembering, a time of healing. Perhaps you might like to combine this time today with yesterday's lesson. I did. I began my first practice by offering this to everyone. I envisioned one person in particular to represent all and imagined us taking time to rest in God. Then I imagined every cell in our bodies relaxing and resting in God as our minds rested there. I might imagine every person I know and all those I don't know being welcomed into the circle of atonement, where together we rested in God. Paragraph 3, I rest in God. Completely undismayed, this thought will carry you through storms and strife, past misery and pain, past loss and death, and onward to the certainty of God. There is no suffering it cannot heal. There is no problem that it cannot solve, and no appearance but will turn to truth before the eyes of you who rest in God. Have you ever wished you had a magic wand that would fix all that is causing you pain and suffering? You don't need one. Rest in God and move through and past the world of illusions. Remember who you are. Let this remembrance fill your mind. Remember the truth and allow all problems to be solved. I don't think about this to try to figure it out. I just do it. Paragraph 4. This is your day of peace. You rest in God, and while the world is torn by winds of hate, your rest remains completely undisturbed. Yours is a rest of truth. Appearances cannot intrude on you. You call to all to join you in your rest, and they will hear and come to you because you rest in God. They will not hear another voice than yours because you gave your voice to God, and now you rest in Him and let Him speak through you. Those I called to rest with me in God will hear me because God speaks through me. I don't have to do or say anything for this miracle to occur. I need only rest in God with a desire to be used for this purpose. His voice speaks the words in my mind to the minds ready to hear them. And no matter what is going on in the world, there is nothing that can disturb me when I rest in God. This is because all that disturbs are just appearances, not reality. In rest, I am past appearances and in truth. Paragraph 5. In Him, you have no cares and no concerns, no burdens, no anxiety, no pain, no fear of future, and no past regrets. In timelessness, you rest, while time goes by without its touch upon you. For your rest can never change in any way at all. You rest today, and as you close your eyes, sink into stillness. Let these periods of rest and respite reassure your mind that all its frantic fantasies were but the dreams of fever that has passed away. Let it be still and thankfully accept its healing. No more fearful dreams will come now that you rest in God. Take time today to slip away from dreams and into peace. This is such a perfect lesson for me today. I had a lovely holiday, but I am tired now and I need the rest. I rest in God, and there is no worry about catching up on my work. There's no worry about how my friend will find a new place to live. I know that there are many suffering in this world, but I also know that this is not necessary and that someday everyone will know this. I don't need to worry about them or feel bad for them. We all wake up from this dream. And in the meantime, we can take time every day to rest in God and be renewed. Paragraph 6. Each hour that you take your rest today, a tired mind is suddenly made glad. A bird with broken wings begins to sing. A stream long dry begins to flow again. The world is born again each time you rest, and hourly remember that you came to bring the peace of God into the world, that it might take its rest along with you. Thank you, brother, for the reminder of my purpose. I came to bring peace to the world. When I forget my purpose, I forget who I am. I forget that this is all a dream. I forget that I'm perfectly safe and always as God created me. My remembrance is not just for me, it's for all the sonship, that each of us might be called to our purpose. All those who are ready to hear this call will receive it, and all those who are not yet ready become closer to readiness. One mind resting in God blesses all minds. Paragraph 7. With each 5 minutes that you rest today, the world is nearer waking. And the time when rest will be the only thing there is comes closer to all worn and tired minds, too weary now to go their way alone. And they will hear the bird begin to sing and see the stream begin to flow again, with hope reborn and energy restored to walk with lightened steps along the road that suddenly seems easy as they go. I let my mind imagine a world at rest in God, restored to beauty and perfection, each one caring deeply for every other one, knowing that they are all part of each other. Everyone treating each other and the earth itself with love, respect, and with kindness. All of us enjoy it simply existing with and in each other. It begins with me and with each of us. It begins with these simple practices. I pay attention to my part because my part is essential to the whole. Paragraph 8. You rest within the peace of God today and call upon your brothers from your rest to draw them to their rest along with you. You will be faithful to your trust today, forgetting no one, bringing everyone into the boundless circle of your peace, the holy sanctuary where you rest. Open the temple doors and let them come from far across the world and near as well, your distant brothers and your closest friends. Bid them all enter here and rest with you. As sometimes happens when I read our brother's precious words, I cry. And as I rest in God in this holy sanctuary, opening the temple doors to everyone, I see them entering. Some seem ragged and exhausted from dreams of being alone and afraid. I see their heads raised to the beauty around them, their eyes beginning to fill with hope, and I cry some more. I see how fear has darkened some of their hearts and left them bereft of joy. I cry because I felt these things myself, and I know how awful it is to forget love. Now I renew my commitment to my purpose, and my mind clears, and God's voice speaks through me again as we all feel the relief of resting in God. Paragraph 9. You rest within the peace of God today, quiet and unafraid. Each brother comes to take his rest and offer it to you. We rest together here, for thus our rest is made complete. And what we give today, we have received already. Time is not the guardian of what we give today. We give to those unborn and those passed by, to every thought of God and to the mind in which these thoughts were born and where they rest. And we remind them of their resting place each time we tell ourselves, I rest in God. We are one, and what we give, we receive. We give to all, as Jesus says, to those unborn and those passed by. There is no past and future in God. There's only now, and all are here now in this temple of rest. May we remember the value of our hourly practice this day. If you cannot carve out 5 minutes, give what you can, remembering how important it is that your part be accomplished. Thank you so much for joining me in this lesson today, and thanks for watching my video. And if you found it helpful, then please like it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow with another lesson.